Hi, everyone. My name is Danielle, and my partner Karina and I focused on increasing data collection for our supervision project this semester. The supervisee that was the subject of our project this semester is Rachel. She is a lead behavioral therapist in a school in Brooklyn, New York, which is a one-to-one school for children on the autism spectrum, ages 5 to 21. The school is meant to provide high-quality ABA services that are and all of the programs are very data-driven. So it was extremely important that Rachel was learning how to correctly and accurately take data. She currently has a bachelor's degree in speech therapy and also is pursuing an ABA master's degree as well. Based on our assessment, we found that Rachel did receive data collection training when she was a new employee. Unfortunately, behavior skills training was not used during this, so we decided to incorporate it into our intervention in order to increase her accuracy of data collection. She was also not looking at the graphs to track the progress of the students or to make data-driven decisions based off of the behaviors that we were seeing. So we wanted to incorporate visual analysis into the plan as well. We wanted to include and provide written instructions. So that way Rachel always had a frame of reference if she needed any updates or reminders on how to accurately take data. And then we wanted to incorporate a reinforcement system in order to motivate her to actively take data. So this included giving her a PTO day after the training and also providing praise in verbal and written form.
Certain expectations were created for Rachel. The first and most important expectation was to be receptive to feedback from both parties, meaning Rachel had to be receptive to feedback from Danielle and myself, and we also did as well. This allowed us to determine how we could all improve our behavior to achieve the goal of collecting accurate data. Meaning, if we could not achieve being receptive and open to feedback, then we couldn't complete any other step. The next expectation that was placed was for Rachel to follow the visual job aid, because this would enable Rachel to make sure she was not forgetting any steps for the data collection procedure. Lastly, an expectation that was placed for Rachel was to collect accurate data at the end of the intervention and to be able to maintain this behavior, meaning Rachel should be able to collect accurate data across 2 consecutive weeks with 90% accuracy and then be able to maintain this behavior. The goal for Rachel was to collect duration behavioral data of her student with 90% accuracy for 2 consecutive weeks. Meaning, each time data was taken for Rachel's behavior, she had to score 90% or higher each time for 2 weeks.
The Performance Diagnostic Checklist Human Services, or the PDCHS form, was used to identify what areas needed an intervention to effectively improve data collection. We found areas that Rachel needed improvement in was training, so we decided to use the behavior skills training model, task clarification and prompting. And here we're going to add visual aids, including checklists and timers in order to help her increase the likelihood of data collection, as well as the performance, consequences, effort, and competition section. And here we are going to focus on increasing her performance by providing positive and corrective feedback and increase the likelihood of support from other staff. So if behaviors are occurring that may be a safety issue and data is not able to be collected, Rachel would call for backup and either help de-escalate the child while somebody else is taking data or vice versa. The first portion of our intervention plan included the BST model. This includes instruction, modeling, rehearsal, and feedback. For instructions, we provided written instructions and thoroughly read through them together, which also included the operational definition. We then modeled through role play as well as in the seat with a student on how to correctly take data. Then through rehearsal and feedback, we were able to give praise as well as constructive criticism, and then immediately try again until mastery. We also had visual job aids, and these supports included a self-monitoring checklist with all the steps needed to accurately complete data collection. This included unplugging the iPad from the charger, opening DataFinch, which is the system we use to track the data, put the iPad on using a strap, carry it around with you at all times, start and stop the timer at the designated onset and offset criteria of the behavior, and then plug the iPad in at the end of the day so it's ready to go the next day. A timer on the iPad was also periodically used to prompt Rachel to take data as a reminder. We also encouraged Rachel to call for a backup right away if behaviors were occurring and she was unable to take data accurately herself.
Danielle and myself recorded data for Rachel's behavior of collecting duration data behavior of her student. Danielle and myself collected data at the same time and then compared our results. The times we recorded were 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m., and 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. each day. We recorded occurrences of correct behavior by using partial interval recording. We then calculated percent occurrence of correct behavior. By looking at our graph, you could see that during baseline, Danielle and I recorded 20% occurrence of correct behavior for the 9 a.m. to 9:30 interval, 40% occurrence of correct behavior for the 12 p.m. to 12:30 interval, and 20% occurrence for the 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. interval. In comparison, during intervention, Danielle and I recorded 80% for the 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. interval, 90% for the 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. interval, and 100% for the 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. interval. As you can see from the results, Rachel's percent occurrence of correct behavior increased significantly from baseline to intervention, overall reaching our targeted goal for Rachel. Danielle and I have certain future steps for maintaining Rachel's behavior. One step is to continue weekly observations for Rachel. This was created in order to directly observe Rachel's behavior and to be present if she has any questions and if we have feedback to give her in order to improve her behavior. The second step is fading the maintenance procedure. Fading of the schedule included providing direct observation and feedback in both verbal and written form every other day for 2 weeks, and then reduce observations to once a week, and an end of the day meeting to discuss progress and feedback. The last step is to create future training for Rachel if her behavior decreases or if she feels that she needs extra training. Future training would include possible observations of other staff and anything else that she may need. And we could create surveys for her to see what she feels like she's missing in training. And here are the references. Thank you so much for watching.